because of the mental conviction, the pressure of the Holy Spirit. I don't want to use pressure, the persuasion of the Holy Spirit, the loving persuasion. You cannot force people to do things contrary to their will. The conflict of the wills is a big problem. You just can see little children, you make them to do something, they don't want to. I have seen parents wrestling with 3-year-old and 2-year-old children on little things. And always the child wins. Very seldom I have seen a mother wins. Occasionally, yes, but usually it's a child. It may be for a pen, mother is writing. Or it may be for something else, but eventually you have to give up and then take another one. Yes. Because the conflict of the wills is very difficult. In discipleship, the key matter is this matter of submitting your will to the will of the discipler. Submitting to the will of the disciple. Now we beg people today, please, that's a word, brother, please listen to me, kindly. Jesus never said please and kindly to his disciples. Show me one time he used the word please or kindly to anybody. No, he only gave the motives. Only gave the motives. You know, discipler is not going to beg with disciples that something needs to be done. No. That way discipleship will not come. So it's nice to listen to a class on discipleship, but the sad thing is, often it does not, come to a realization. Personal relationship with the Master is a key element in discipleship. Personal relationship with the Master. As for the 12, it was with Jesus Christ. They had a unique relationship with Jesus Christ. When a lot of people left Jesus, forsaken Jesus and went away, Jesus told the disciples, don't you also go? What was their reply? Lord, where shall we go leaving you? You have the words of eternal life. Where can we go? That shows the amount of confidence and the intimacy these people had with Jesus Christ. It's true Peter denied Jesus and all. It's not because Peter didn't love Jesus. It's because Peter loved his own life more than he loved Jesus. We love everybody so much. The monkey love, you heard of the monkey love. They have tested the love of monkeys. They put the monkey in a big glass jar, 6 feet glass jar, monkey and the baby, little monkey. So they start pouring water on. As the water level rises, the monkey will raise the little baby monkey, little higher. They keep on putting the water, then the water finally came up to the nostrils of the mother monkey. So you know what the mother monkey did? Put the baby monkey down and stood on it. So ask the question, did the mother monkey love the baby monkey? Oh yeah, didn't you see me lifting up my baby monkey all the way so that nothing will happen to them? But did you really love more than your own life? Oh no, did you see that standing on my baby monkey to save my life? That was the kind of test that Peter was going through. Peter was willing to forsake his own life and everything when there was things going good and all. A time came when Peter thought he was going to be taken also and crucified with Jesus Christ. Because he's in the wrong place. This man is also one of the disciples, and he said, I don't know him. All my life I have never seen. I saw the crowd, so I just came in to see what's happening. Peter denied the Lord to save his own life. Such a person cannot properly be a disciple of Jesus Christ, because discipleship is a test on your loyalty to your Master, your genuine superior love to your Master. Yes. Such a love who got? these days. Very few people. Very few people. You cannot. So it is a personal relationship. The key element in discipleship is our affinity to our Lord. We love Him more than. The first commandment is that. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all your heart and soul and mind and might. That means that all your intellectual power has to be used to love God. All your emotional power has to be used to love God. All your volitional power has to be used. All your physical power represented by your money and your all the other things, whatever you have, all that has to be. Not even 1% you cannot keep aside, because with the whole heart. Who got such a thing? Discipleship is establishing this kind of a personal relationship and commitment with the Master. And I know we all love Jesus Christ. Who doesn't love Jesus Christ? Such a nice person. Is there a reason not to love Jesus? That's not the question. Do you love Jesus? The question is, Peter was asked, do you love me more than these? These means what? I don't know. Some say, the other disciples, or maybe the sea and the boats and the nets and the fish and all. The superior love, including yourselves, nothing should come above your love for the Lord. It's not even one item above. Your love for the Lord must be the supreme love. That's why the Lord said, if anyone loves me more than his father, mother, wife, children, his own life, he is not worthy for me. So discipleship involves our relationship with the Master. Our relationship with the Master. The Lord said all these things, loving Him more than anybody else. There are a lot of people who love Jesus. Annie Besant, Annie Besant. She was in the Indian freedom struggle. And then, with Mahatma Gandhi and all, she came in this country as a Christian missionary. You know the story. She didn't come here for in India's freedom struggle and all. Her husband passed away, I think in India. She had only one child. That child got some serious sickness. The child was going to die. She pleaded with the Lord and said that, Lord, don't take my child. That's the only person I have in this world. But the child died. Then she said, I don't want this Jesus. Annie Besant left Christianity. Then she started, what was her movement's name?
Bhakti.
No.
Theosophic
Theosophic Society, yeah. She started that and she joined with Mahatma Gandhi and all. He said, did Annie Besant love Jesus? Yes. Did she love Jesus more than her child? No. We all have that sort of. All have that sort of. The Lord may sometimes test our love by taking away our children, our job, our husband, our home, and our own health. Job is a classic example. The Lord had taken everything away, but Job loved the Lord. Yes, he loved the Lord. His statements show. He was provoked by the fronts to speak against. Therefore, he said many things, but nothing against the Lord. This sort of questions come. We love Him because mostly God blesses us. This is one of the reasons. These days, the prosperity gospel and all these things, what is the emphasis? You love God, God will bless you. God will bless you. The impression is that blessing of God can be measured only by money and prosperity and all that. No. Was not God blessing Job when He was taking away everything? Yes. And the love comes that way also. The doctor who loves the patient sometimes have to cut open, the diaphragm and remove the one kidney or a part of the liver or part of the lungs to save you. That's not hatred. That's love. Yes. So love definitely causes pain. So we needed to, in discipleship, we are teaching people about this whole relationship. Supreme love for the Lord. Supreme love for the Lord. This is what the Lord said when teach them to obey all that I have commanded. What all? Loving the Lord more than your own life, forsaking all you have. At one time said, hate your father, mother, and your everything, hating. People needed to be taught to hate others, even the very ones to whom the Lord commanded love and honor. Yes. But they're difficult, they're difficult. So, discipleship is more, not just fun. That's the point I'm trying to tell you. Discipleship is not fun. It is not something that people go into love because, man, this is great, no. Today I wanted to talk about the importance of discipleship. The importance of discipleship. Why Jesus Christ put such a high premium on discipleship. Jesus could have said many other things. Yeah. But Jesus said that, make disciples. And all these conditions he has attached. Every one of those conditions is a difficult condition. Yes, it's very difficult. Difficult for you to personally do it. How much difficult for you to implement it in the life of somebody else who says, make me a disciple. That's very difficult. Christ put great premium upon discipleship and disciple making. Generally, all our actions and ambitions and values expire with our death. Right? Your dreams end with your death. Nobody carries any dream beyond death. Some will have a desire that I must get a very decent burial. But that's the maximum you can carry. Yes. But discipleship is something that is eternal. Actually, every benefit of the discipleship conditions are going to be reaped in eternity, not now. A little will be reaped here, but the majority will be there. Discipleship has eternal scope. That's why it is so important. When it comes to discipleship, very little on earth, but much in heaven. Our ultimate goal of becoming like Jesus Christ transcends time and history. Our ultimate goal of becoming like Jesus Christ transcends time and history. We don't fully become like Jesus here. We become like Jesus, but not fully. That John said, when we shall see him, we shall be like him. That's when our full. But the process begins here. The process. Somebody who looked like Satan here and immediately becoming like Jesus Christ. It does not make very much of a sense. Down here we were behaving like the devil. So selfish, so unkind and cruel. I had always difference of opinion or fight with our neighbors. We were always grabbing things. Discipleship is forsaking. We are always grabbing things. Just the opposite of. For someone like that, all of a sudden, in a twinkling of an eye, becoming like Jesus Christ, it doesn't sound any good. But for somebody who has been trying and fighting to realize it, and it was a struggle on the way, for them, by God's help, immediately then transformed it to be like Jesus Christ. It makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. It's a hard-working student, day and night studying and even forsaking the food and all, For such a one to maybe get selected for Indian administrative service, It's a reward. But somebody who was just playing around all the time, sleeping, all the time playing around, and all of a sudden, everybody said that, well, everybody is fine. You also, file an application and then go for it, and he went and he got it. When he deserved it, I will say. But discipleship does not come that way. But we all know that it doesn't happen like that. Very few. Did it ever happen? Anybody got selected for Indian Administrative Service without any preparations, without anything? No, it never. It doesn't happen. Yeah. You can get a lottery like that, probably or something, but not this one. Discipleship involves tremendous amount of sacrifices. The culmination of that one is the rewards in heaven, our positions in heaven. The Lord said, if you will suffer with me, then you shall reign with me. Everybody says that, well, we all Christians going to reign with. Yeah, well, we'll watch and see. But we know the Lord's promise is, if you shall suffer with me, then you shall reign with me. Reigning is reserved for those who suffer. Yes. So, discipleship has great rewards. When I look forward to it, has great rewards. You are reigning with Jesus. You are going to be like Jesus Christ. You are going to be reckoned for all your sufferings. Your rewards are going to be great. You are going to shine like stars, big stars or sun. And all these things. For that, we have to forsake a lot, here. A lot of Christians are accumulating things like anything, and when the place where we lived in America, it was a big lake called Winona Lake, very large, kilometers long and wide. And the Canadian goose migrate in tens of thousands, not lakhs of them come that one season, they all come. When the snow falls there, in the Alaskan areas, all these goose will migrate. And it was a fun time for us, because everywhere you have this whole lake covered with these nice looking, goose in there. And they will come to your home, you throw some for them, breadcrumbs and all this they eat, and even they lay eggs there, in your bush, and then come out with the ducklings and all. It's fun for children also to watch. But there comes a season when they have to go back, when it is there. And before their flight back, they will stop eating. For 1 week, 2 weeks, they will not eat anything. Very little. To lose their weight, And then they have these exercises. They will run, They will run 100, 200, 300 meters very fast. Then they take off a little bit, they come and again, and it's very interesting. But a few of them won't go. Few of them won't go, they will remain. What happened? They are overfed. They won't stop eating to lose weight. You can just see them stop eating and baking dirty everywhere, They throw it. Before they take off, these birds will come to your home every day, every morning, you will feed them, and they are so big, so they will stay there. They never go. They made it their home. I sometimes feel some Christians are like that. If we have to go fly up, we have to lose our weight. We are overloaded. I'm not talking about this tummy weight, I'm talking about, the money we have, the home we have, the comforts we have, this and that and all. We have too many paraphernalias attached to our life, that we really don't need. Do we need all that we have to be happy, to live in this world? Didn't our forefathers live here? Weren't they happy? Haven't they accomplished anything? Oh yes, definitely. But why are we having all these things? Simply because the world dictates to them what you must have. The newspaper every day will come up with some advertisement, will tell you, you need it, gentlemen. And we are back in the store, or we will order with the Amazon or whatever is your favorite, immediately the gadget will come. You need it. Who said you need it? Who said you need it? You don't need it. It's good to have. But Christians, disciples are not people who are going to have good things in life. No. Disciples are people who will have things that a disciple can have. Because the essential character of a disciple is to forsake, not to accumulate. So the Lord put very great importance on discipleship because our ultimate goal is becoming like Christ. So the lifestyle of the lifestyle of Christ must be our lifestyle. Let's honestly ask, how much Jesus possessed? How much Jesus possessed? Possessions. If you have to put a value on all the items Jesus had, how much you will? How much Apostle Paul possessed? A great man who conquered the whole world. He turned the world upside down. But how much he possessed? Writing to Timothy in 2 Timothy, his last epistle, there is a statement he said, the old blanket, old is my supply, okay? The blanket that I have left with the Crispus, you bring it when you come because winter is getting severe in Rome. Yes. And he is sleeping on a concrete floor. An old blanket last year, he left with somebody. Bring it. That means he did not even have a blanket of his own. How much possessions did Mahatma Gandhi have? I mean, he is the father of the nation. He defeated the British Empire who owned the whole world, right? He let the British sun to set. Did he do that because of the abundance of the things that he possessed? No. You can go to Wardha, the Gandhi ashram there and see the articles he possessed. In today's market, they may not be even worth 100 rupees. I'm not saying it is sin to possess. No, that's not my point. If Mahatma Gandhi had a big, palatial, home and a Rolls-Royce car and all the other gadgets, he probably would not have won India's freedom. Yes. Because he will all the time be worrying about who will take care of my Rolls-Royce. The Lord wanted the disciples to have very little. That's a lifestyle. The importance of discipleship is becoming like Jesus. That's important. It is an art of becoming like Jesus. Now, these things, the material possessions and all, is the least we can do. When it comes to the spiritual and the emotional stature of Jesus Christ, to be like Him, that will take a whole lot. But to throw away the material things we have, it doesn't take very much. But I'm not preaching at you, I'm talking about myself. It's very difficult for us to give away. It's so easy to take something, but it's so difficult to give away. How many things we have that we really don't want? We really don't want. But yet we keep them. Because discipleship mentality has not become a part of our life. There is what I call discipleship mentality. The discipleship mentality is what I don't need it, take it away. Why do I take it away? Because the Lord said, forsake. That's a discipleship mentality. Martin Luther was someone with that mentality. Luther never loved any physical things, material things, never. This became a big problem for their family life. Because Luther had every day morning 60 to 70, even someday 100 people for his breakfast talk. Catherine had to feed all of them. Nice breakfast has to be served to 100 people every morning, 6 days a week. They are his famous book, his breakfast talk. Where will poor, Mrs. Luther, Catherine will bring all these things. The little people will give. And Luther is of a habit that if any beggar comes, he give whatever. Once a beggar came and said, it's cold, give me something. His new winter coat somebody gave. Take it. For their wedding, somebody has given them a very precious gold, jug. So somebody came and asked for, any help? Poor man, he looked, he saw it, took it again. He never loved anything. So Catherine had to take these things and dig somewhere in the yard or somewhere to keep it away from. And she was a wise woman. They had children also, When Luther died, she had to go begging. She took her children and a vessel, went every home saying, do some help. There's absolutely nothing. And all people stopped coming. Nobody knew Catherine from after Luther died. Not one person. None of the disciples.